podcast joint with Ciara.
Yo, what the deal? You are now watching the T-Money podcast joint featuring the illustrious Ciara Ross and T-Money Mac Daddy, King Ruler, none cooler. Yo, what is the deal, America? What is the deal? New York City, LA, California, we all over the place, Texas.
Don't forget international.
That's right, international. We doing it, man. You know,
shout out to Kansas.
And we doing our thing. But today we're here. We have a very special guest. It's the homie Stromy, main macaroni, straight from the Bronx, New York. Sheri Sher in the building. Give a hand clap. Give a hand clap. What up, Sher?
Thanks for having me.
How you doing? Listen, Sheri Sher in the building of the Mercedes Ladies, the classic pioneers of hip hop, man, the first to do it all. Mm-hmm. How you doing today?
Yeah. I'm doing amazing. I'm great. Good energy, good space. Everything's good. Thank you.
First, I would like to say that you know, you have an amazing story, and we're gonna actually chronicle it here today. And I totally respect your energy, and I respect where you've come from. I mean, you were hitting the scene musically even before myself and some of my, some of my partners. Yeah. So and as a female, that was a really big deal back then. You know what I mean? Because it was a male-dominated industry. Absolutely. As you well know, and guys wasn't really trying to give up that spot, but you bogarted. You know what I mean?
We bogarted.
You bogarted. That's right. All of you, the girls,
girls, we
RD,
as she should.
RD.
That's right.
It was like
that's
about
right, baby.
15 of us. Mercedes Ladies was a whole troop, and we bogarted. We did it. We bogarted.
Mm-hmm. That's what's up. That's what's necessary. That's what's happening. So listen. So talk to me a little about your beginnings. I know you're from the Bronx, the BX in the building. You were back in the day when the Bronx was actually burning. When it wasn't just a movie. You know what I mean? So talk to me a little about your beginnings and how you started. And
I'm from the Bronx.
Mm-hmm.
I come from a single parent. My mom, she had 11 kids at the time. She had one of the biggest families around Daly and across the street from the Bronx Zoo, Bronx Park South.
Oh, okay.
And so I came from a really challenging path as a young black girl growing up in the inner city of the Bronx. And, Bronx was considered like the third world of New York.
Are you the youngest?
No.
Okay.
No, I'm not the youngest. I'm not the youngest. So I grew up, my mom actually was from Tallahassee, Florida, and she decided to come to New York with her 4 kids to become a singer. And so that's how she came from the South and she actually came to Harlem first. And then she had 4 kids, and then from there she had 3 other kids. Then she moved to the Bronx, and then she had the rest of us. And then she had the challenging one.
Oh, you were the challenging one.
Was I?
Oh, you were the bad seed, huh? Okay.
I was the ones that got the beatings when I came home.
Oh, okay.
I was that one.
Okay.
So I grew up in the Bronx, single mom, 11 kids. We lived from pillow to post because it was very hard for her, doing the best she can, and she did. And so at an early age, I decided to take to the streets, like about 14, 15. I just decided to go in the streets, and she thought that I was, she didn't want me to end up being as the stereotype for young black women then.
So tell me, like when you say take to the streets, tell me what you mean, define that a little bit.
Okay, let me define that. I met R.D. Smalley.
Oh, okay.
From school, and me and her became best friends, and she was from Webster Project. Then she introduced me to Tracy T, who's also from Webster Project, and then her brother was the Don crew. They was the Boston Road crew on Boston Road. They was the muscle up there on Boston Road. Right. So I met them 3, and Little Bit, which is R.D. Smalley's niece, but they the same age. So I used to leave my mom's house and go meet them on Webster Project. And then from there, we used to go to Boston Road.
These are all members of Mercedes Ladies, right? Right.
This is the beginning.
In the beginning, right.
This is the beginning. And so we used to go up there, and then it was like Grandmaster Flash, Zulu, everybody. Boston Road, everybody was on the corner, Breakout, the Uptown crew, nothing but male energy. But it was dope. It was a vibe because it was just like hip. It was just like you forget about everything else. And even though Bronx was very intense, you know, was like I had cousins from the South. Oh, we can't go to Bronx. They're gonna shoot us and kill us. I'm like, okay, we live here and we talking, but
Facts.
you know, Bronx was considered like garbage. So when you went up there to Boston Road, and I was a young girl, and I used to watch and just the excitement I used to get from that, until I wanted to be out there more than I wanted to be home.
Yep.
Right.
Okay, and so we used to go up there every day. So I used to be cutting home. My mother had the belt. I used to get the beatings.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, okay. So after a while, I'd be like, the next day, as soon as she go in her room and everybody quiet, I'm back out the door again. And my sisters used to be like, Sheri. I was like, it was just the love for the vibe.
See, that's why you got the
At
belt, because you was right back out the door.
that's,
See?
you know, the love for the vibe,
Right.
the beating ain't mean nothing. I was like, okay, here we go again.
Right.
Still do it again. So we decided, Everdef, Tracy. Now, Everdef wasn't in yet. Me, Tracy, RD, and Little Bit. We used to be up there, and so we used to be like, dog, and we used to see, like, you had females. Shah Rock was friends with me because we went to school together.
That's what's up.
So she was my friend already. And then you had Lisa Lee that was out there doing her thing. And so, but you had females there, but they were more like I wouldn't say the cheerleaders, but they was like, they would wear the thing, the logo of whatever
pair.
group, like
Right.
Break Up from Uptown. You had the Sister Discos. You had girls. They was just there being like. So we used to be up there and with the Boston Road crew, Tracy brother, and then we used to be out there, and we should do something. And I was like, yeah, we should do something. So we went on a stoop. It was us four, and we was like, yeah, we're gonna start a female group, and we taking over. We gonna take over. That was our attitude.
Oh,
Now,
okay.
Didn't you guys start based upon promotion? It was more so focusing on the promotion portion.
We started when we decided to do a group. We said we was gonna do promote parties. We was gonna get some sweatshirts and put Velcro letters on it. So then we had to come up with a name, and then it's always an argument with us
Yep.
about who the first one that said Mercedes. But anyway, we was like,
So
okay,
it was you. We get it. We get it. So it was
skip
you.
over that. We can skip over that.
that's always been like, oh no, I said it first. So we wanted a name that represented we was gonna be classy girls from the Bronx. And then we wanted respect, and we was just wanted like a name that was gonna put like class to us and respect. So we came up with Mercedes because of the car. That was a classic. So we came up with Mercedes Young Ladies. And we was like, that's it. So then us four, we said we're gonna get some sweatshirts. We're gonna wear put Velcro letters. So we got the sweatshirts made up, and we ironed the Velcro letters. Then we started recruiting girls.
Started a street team.
Started a street team. Then we recruited Everdef and Zena. I knew Everdef and Zena from around where I was from, around Bronx Park South. So,
Gotcha.
and my brother, he was a drug dealer out there, and he used to be.
Oh, wow.
Come on.
Yeah,
You
he's
can't
all right.
Tell him too much.
Rest in peace. Nah, Willie
Oh,
was the
okay.
dog.
All right,
I'm
rest
giving
in
him
peace.
respect. He was the
Rest in
flyest
peace.
man on that block. Cadillac. That was my brother.
Oh, rest in
But
peace. Cadillac.
I met Zena through him because he used to be, up there with her mom. And then Zena brought Evelyn. So I said, we starting a group. So we got Zena and Evelyn. So then I wanted my two sisters to join. And my mother's like, join what? You ain't put my them in no gang. And then I was like, what? Then she wouldn't let them join, and she wouldn't let them go out with me. So I was like, punk it. So I used to be sneaking out the house, going up there. We putting everything together. So then Trevor, who was the L Brothers manager,
Oh, wow.
we was getting so much response and noise, because if you listen to all the guys rap, and they go, Mercedes, young ladies,
Ladies.
because we used to go bum rush their parties. We didn't have equipment, but we used to just step in there,
Right.
us girls with our thing on, and we
Right.
just come there. So it just started getting popular, and then we was friends with all of them.
Right.
So our name just started getting a buzz in the street. Then Trevor, who was running the action crew on Franklin, he was like, I want to meet with y'all. I want to put something together. I want to meet with y'all. If y'all are down, I want to put flyers out. I want to give y'all equipment and everything. So we was like, all right, we'll meet with you. So we met with them on Tremont and some donkey place, and we was like, yo, is this a setup? So we all came there. You know, we was all alpha females.
Y'all had y'all strapped up? Y'all strapped up?
No, we knew how to fight.
Oh, okay.
We was alpha females.
Okay.
Back in the Bronx, you
That's
fought.
right, that's
you know?
right.
Now, Miss Sheri, for the audience, some people may not know the importance of Mercedes ladies. You ladies are the first all MC and DJ group of all time to date, correct? Is that still to date?
Hip hop history.
Congratulations. So we have to give you your
No
flowers.
doubt.
We can't skip
Yes.
over that.
No question.
Because some people,
That's
like
it.
I said, may not really understand the importance
Yes.
and the staple of what you've done and what you ladies done. So congratulations on
Thank you.
that.
But we started there, and then then when we went up there, Trevor said, I got another DJ for y'all, because RD was our DJ. He said, we got another one, and that's when we met Baby D.
Okay.
And she was she was the dopest DJ in the Bronx, because she used to scratch with Flash and all, and
Right.
so she was like, yeah, I want to be down. And then we was gonna get MC Smiley, who was the L Brothers female rapper, but then she decided she didn't want to be in the group. So we ended up with 4 MCs, was me, Eva Dev, Zena Z, and Tracy T, and then we had the 2 DJs, Baby D and RD. And so our first gig was at 63 Park, which is on Boston Road. It's not a park, it's the back of a schoolyard. But you know, you couldn't be nobody to perform or be back there.
Right.
So we had the flyers, we was rehearsing every day.
Right. So let me ask you a question. So you wrote your own rhymes back then, right?
Yeah, we had to do routines.
Your routines,
We
because
was
back then,
doing
right?
routines.
That's no question. So
Yeah.
the routines were heavy back then, because all the groups that came
Yes.
out, we talking about Cold Crush, we talking about everybody else.
Routines.
They had
It's
to do
artist
routines,
development.
right?
Yes.
Right. So it was sort of like hip hop meets, classic R&B doing routines.
Yes.
So you had to do routines. So I'm just curious to see, like, I would love to see like some of the old school, like Mercedes ladies routines. It's crazy, right?
It was crazy.
Right.
We used to be there with the routines because we was getting ready to make our debut. So we was
Okay.
like, when we go there, we taking over. The men ain't gonna say nothing. We taking over. So we had the routines rehearsing. The DJs was doing they scratch. So when we finally got up there on 63 Park, the flyers was out, so it was packed. It was packed. So everybody wanted to see what all females. So we got up there. Trevor Action was there. They had equipment, but they was like, "Oh, y'all gotta carry the
for your
equipment
own?
too." And we was like, "What?"
See?
We had to carry our equipment.
Right,
We was
right.
like, bunk it. We all right. We gonna carry it. We carried it. Went to 63 Park. So we got up there, and it was the music came on. Everybody was like, and it was like, zigga zigga zigga, baby D, zigga zigga, and it was 1 for the money, 2 for the show. Come on, baby D, let's. What? Good. Boom. And we just killed it. The crowd was going crazy.
Right.
Then in the middle of our performance, you hear pow, pow, gunshots. Okay.
Oh, okay.
We used to it. We we still going on. We still going on. And we was like, no, we still going on. So then here come the cops. Sure gotta stop. We gonna shut stuff down. And we still was going
Wow,
on.
that's crazy.
But our first debut, we made our stamp.
So let me ask. So let me ask you. So you were the first female DJ crew, obviously, right?
Ever.
And this was your first performance,
Our first coming out.
and it was
Got
packed.
shot up.
It was packed. So listen to me.
The Bronx part ain't no
but
party
listen,
without the shootout.
This is before the internet. Obviously,
Yes.
this is before anything.
Yes.
Right. So again, salute to you. You know,
Yeah.
I sing praises to people
Yeah.
like you. Let me tell you something, because without you, there wouldn't be groups like Salt and Pepper. There wouldn't be female MCs. There wouldn't be. I mean, I think me and C had a conversation about it on one of our last episodes. We talked about how, when you're starting something like what you're doing, you're not necessarily the most clairvoyant about it. Like I know
Right.
when you were doing it, you weren't thinking, oh, we're going to be the first, and this is what we're going to do. We're going to break ground for people that come behind us. You were just doing something that you love,
love.
Our
correct?
mission was to
Right.
to challenge the dudes. Like, we
Right.
gonna challenge y'all. We doing the same thing. We gonna walk them same stages y'all walking. That was our goal, and
Right.
and it was accomplished. And it was all female. Then we had a third DJ that Baby D brought around Spank. And then when Eva Def and Zena and Tracy had drop out because we was doing shows and then their mother wasn't going for that. I was used to the beat. My mother, I knew she wouldn't leave and come all the way over there and get me because she had too many kids home.
Oh, okay. Wow.
I was like, okay, I'm just gonna ready for the beat when I get home. So,
Wow. Lay it up.
So then from that, we was doing all these shows, PAL, we was on, if you look on the flyer, we was on the flyer with Grandmaster Flash, everybody, only females on the flyer.
Right.
Then after a while, we was never getting paid for none of the shows. So it was really taking toll because we used to be walking, carrying our own equipment, doing, but we was just some driven young alpha females and we was determined to make, we didn't even know where hip hop was going.
Right.
Our thing was, no, we gonna go against the guys. We gonna do this. We gonna be just as fly as them. Like, that was our goal.
Do you ever think that you ladies, receive the credit that you deserve?
You know what's crazy? We getting it now.
Good.
We getting it now. I've been in a bunch of magazines, been on a lot of interviews, and even Billboard, when I was in Billboard for the thing, and they respected us as a legend. We're getting the credit now. But in my book, I said whoever's last going to be first and whoever's first going to be last.
And
that's what I meant about that. That the females will get theirs.
Speaking of your book.
Absolutely. Speaking of your book, tell us a little bit about your book.
When I did my book, I always kept the journey of everything I was going through, of the vibe of growing up as a young black female in a single-parent home, living from pillow to post in poverty. You know, I always wrote about how I was thinking growing up and what I used to see.
You're very creative. You believe you designed the cover, correct?
Yes.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
And just so you know, and I'm encouraging you guys, if you're watching this, to go out and purchase her book. Her book is The Mercedes Ladies. You definitely can go out there, go online and get that. Her story is unbelievable. It's amazing.
I'm going to tell you about that.
So talk to us a little bit about some of the things that they can expect to read in the book.
Well, the book, my book, reason why I did it, after everything was done, the last thing we was, first Guy Fisher had started managing us. My mom started managing us because she got tired of us not getting paid coming home. Then Guy Fisher started managing us. So he started buying us all of our outfits. But then he was like playing the dad role, like if he see us in the street, y'all get in the car, y'all going to call my mother, oh, we on the way. And I was like, okay, this part I don't like. Which me and him just spoke about not too long ago.
Right.
But he came in as a mentor. He came in and he would just look out for my mom, make sure we was good. And it was just like, didn't have a father, but it was almost like, this is what a father
like
does.
So father, right?
Absolutely. Nice. And my mom, she, trusted him. And sometimes he'd be like, don't worry, I got the girls. I kidnapped them. I'm taking them here. Then so he came in. So we was starting to do stuff like we did with David Winfield, the baseball player. We started doing his charity shows and Cammie Hall. We was doing a lot. And then after a while, it's just started really taking its tolls on the girls. So I kept writing and writing. So what made me do my book is just like, I think the last straw we did, Don's Groove. You know that record, Come On. That's Donald D and us, and Grandmaster Flash produced it. And before that, we was signed with Russell. We was doing the Can. He had us in the studio with Larry Smith. So we was going through all of this stuff, and it actually took a toll on the girls after a while because it was like, okay, we're not getting no money. And then when it started going into main media, it was just like. It was just all about the guys, and we was right there paving the way, and so it took its course. So my whole thing was when everybody split up and the group was like, some went to the military, some became officers, some went to Atlanta. Everybody went their own separate ways, and I was like, I put too much work. I can't just let it go in vain. I didn't want our story to be lost.
But then you mentioned. I think you mentioned in your book something in regards to how the Can record that you just made mention to, that it was going to be coming out and it was going to be you guys and Russell gave it to someone.
He told us it was getting ready to be on the radio, and he ended up taking it and giving it to Allison Williams.
Oh, wow.
Well, Allison Williams was an amazing singer. And
she was big at the time, too. Like, she was big. And she was under Russell, and she was on Rush.
Yeah, and I just think to me that was crazy because that would have been a dope record. Because actually my mother told us to start singing. We used to be like, Mom, people in rap don't sing. And she's like, y'all should go up singing. And we used to be looking at her like, we ain't going on stage to be laughed at and start singing. What did my mom know? What did my mom know? Because rap became with singing.
Right.
So we was in the studio rapping and singing, and we was doing all that. But after everything took its toll, everybody decided to go their ways. I just didn't want. I did the book because I didn't want our story to get lost.
Right.
And us, we like paved the way in hip hop history. There's never been an all female DJ rap group.
No.
And I'm like,
Absolutely.
I didn't want our story to get lost, and I was determined. So when I started doing articles like, what's that, Vixen, on the Vixen magazine, all these magazines, Stress and Source was calling me to come talk about Mercedes ladies. So I used to do articles in there.
Mm-hmm.
So then Vibe magazine was doing a book called Hip Hop Divas, which was Missy Elliott, Mary J, all of them was in there.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got a call and they was like, we want to put in the beginning of the book, ladies first, and we want you to talk about Mercedes ladies.
Mm-hmm.
So I went down there and I said, I did the, so they featured us in the book.
Nice.
And then I found out that they was merging with Keniston and they was getting ready to do C Murder book and Biggie Smalls book.
Mm-hmm.
So I said to Rob Kenner, I said, I always was writing like a memoir, I always wrote down like, it was kind of like things that from growing up.
Right.
And then my book, as you can see, I started about when my brother was a drug dealer on the block,
Mhm.
the
Right,
number
right,
one.
yeah,
I created like a vibe that I was growing up in the Bronx. So when he was like, okay, I'm gonna take it to Kennard Gibbs and Vivi, Mimi Valdez were there at the time. He said, well, I'm gonna let them see it and, see what they think. So I said, okay. So he took it and then I got a call and he's like, yo, they love what you wrote. And they said, when you gonna finish? And I was like, finish it. I said, I ain't go to college. Don't y'all got people in there that went to college and can write? I said, I'll sit and tell a story.
That's
I was
right.
like, I was a rapper. I'm not a and he's like, the way we wrote it is like you was there and you're gonna finish that story.
Nice.
And so that's how I end up writing a story. And then it became a roadblock because they kept pressuring me to write it. And at that time, I was trying to find an apartment. I was working 2 jobs, and I was like, it was crazy, a lot coming at me. But I'm built like that because as a child, went through some stuff. You built like that. So I was trying to write and had a blow thing. And what made me finish my book is that I was getting ready to lose my mom, and then I said, that's it. And that's what I put in the beginning of the book, how I felt I put her through so much.
Right.
And I wrote the middle, and that's how and they loved it. And so that's how my book ended up getting published.
But I'm sorry, go ahead. Go ahead.
And did you ever finish your screenplay? Are you still currently working on the screenplay?
Oh, well, now my sister's managing me. Actually, my nephew in Snowfall, Leon, that's my nephew.
Congratulations.
So his mother, who was the Mercedes ladies,
Pam.
Pam, she was one of the little ones. My mother's like, no, you're not going to hang out with her. You're going to be in the street and doing all this stuff. I'm like, what? But she is now decided, to manage me. And so now we talking to some people. So now it's a pitch deck being created.
Nice.
So.
And what about your clothing line, The Era? Are you still working on that?
I'm going to put that on pause right now because the thing
Got a
with
lot
the
going
pitch
on.
deck, and that was something I always had from a long time to do this clothing line, a Mercedes ladies, or actually was thinking about doing a reality show, bringing out a new Mercedes ladies.
Oh,
because there's
that's
no
dope.
female
That's dope.
DJ groups now. Like,
Nope, not
so
at all.
I had all that on play, and actually me and Shah Rock was going to join and do something, but everything just became on hold and stuff. Then my sister, we just more focusing out on finishing this pitch deck and seeing where we go. BBC Film just came and did a film on me 4 months ago at the Hip Hop Museum. Because, they got my post in the Hip Hop Mercedes ladies
Yeah,
poster.
I was there. I saw that.
seeing it?
Yeah, I saw that.
So
Yeah.
they came and filmed me and did a film. And I was like, why other countries is coming here and doing films on me and in my own town ain't doing nothing? That's like,
Yeah,
Kinda
that's
disrespectful.
relevant.
makes
Yeah,
no
it's
sense, right?
disrespectful. And Carol's right. One was like, yeah, you're right, Sheri, that's right. Because we were talking, I was like, yeah, they're putting the gas on my back. I'm like, yeah. But BBC did it. Actually, it's a lot of things that's going on right now for this 50th anniversary. I just did a piece with Kevin Powell and, Pratt from Rolling Out. They just, I I just did a piece with them day before yesterday, which is going to be called Hip Hop Golden Series. So
Okay.
they had me there, and it was just so dope. And I felt good because Kevin said, like, y'all, like, it's due for y'all to get yours. And I was like, nah, y'all ain't leaving them. Like, nah. Like he said, it's due for it. And I was like, I know, I'm just taking everything as it comes, as God blessings, God timing.
Well, listen. You do deserve your flowers.
Absolutely.
Matter of fact, if I could fill this room full of flowers, I would give them to you.
Absolutely.
And listen, salute to you. Salute to the Mercedes ladies. Salute to the early stages of this music and this culture.
Yeah.
Because without people like you, we would have nothing. I would have never hosted a TV show doing rap videos or whatever because rap would have never been prominent because it was your energy, it was your drive, it was your courage.
Thank you.
To do this. And this, listen to me. And take a look at this right here. I want you to get a close up of that. That is women, the strength of a woman right there, 100%. And salute to you.
Thank you. Don't make me cry.
No, I'm just keeping it 100.
Absolutely.
I'm keeping it 100. From my voice to the world, I'm just telling you that's why I had you here today because I wanted you to speak and speak on your story because I'm floored by because I mean to come out of that and to be such a well articulated and a prominent figure as you are today is amazing, and many people can't do that because they don't have the strength. And especially a lot of the people who are trying to do music now, they have no idea what to do. They're just doing it because it's a fad. If it sticks to the wall, they're cool with it. I mean, I can go on for days. They're not fighting for it like you did, and peace to you.
And not to cut you off, T.
No, it's all right.
But I just want to touch on one particular question, and this is from a woman's standpoint. How do you feel about women today being overly sexualized by choice? And as far as in the rappers, because your talent speaks for itself. It wasn't about what you have on. And now today, everyone is naked and sound the same pretty much. So I just want to know, because again, you're the staple. What is your opinion about them, like I said, being overly sexualized and by choice?
I'm not gonna give opinion because I always feel like when people give opinions, I'm gonna just say I think I kind of understand, and it may be crazy. When we was out there and when we started hip hop, we was like, we wore sweatshirts and jeans, but still hip hop was known as they're killers, they rapping, they talking about it. We was looked down upon. Hip hop was looked down upon when we was coming up as trying to be rappers. So I can't look upon and look down on them because the same thing was happening to us. I just think everything evolves, things change. Once money got involved, then it's a whole different ball game because now it's about what sells, not what sells here, but what sells, the image, the brand, and sex sells.
Right.
Sexy sell. And then on the other thing, it may be women empowerment where they like, yeah, we women and we can express ourselves the way we want to express ourselves. So it's all kind of things that's involved in that. So I can't sit there and say, I can't because everything evolves and it's just hip hop evolved and now it's money. So you're talking about millions and billions of dollars involved. If I'm gonna get up there and they're gonna put this on and I'm gonna look like this and this is what, because you have to remember when it started as the women wearing this, it was always a male behind them narrating what they should wear and telling them what they should do and telling them what to say to get that male energy towards them.
That's right.
So when you think of that, that's what it was about. It was money. This is what sell. You can't come in here like this. That's not going to sell. Dudes, when they see you, the women will be like, yeah, there's empowerment. When dudes see you, they want to see that. They want to see that. They just going to watch it. They ain't even listening to what you're saying.
Facts.
So that's when you look at how things come involved. When money came involved with hip hop, that's when everything changed. It wasn't about the love of hip hop because when we was doing hip hop, wasn't no money. We didn't even know where it was going, but we just felt important. We was hip hop celebrities.
You were doing hip hop before it was a business.
Yeah,
it wasn't even a business, right?
I'm getting on the mic and I got crowds looking at me. I'm important. Ain't getting a dime. I ain't care what. And then you could say and speak your opinion of what you was going through and being heard, but it was so crazy. The Bronx was like poverty. Bronx was broke and we wasn't even seeing money, wasn't nothing. But when that out in the streets and the hip hop, it was a vibe. Everybody was always happy. Everybody was always happy, and everybody was who they were. Nobody was cop. You never went and seen anybody sounding alike, saying the same thing. Everybody had their different swag, and that was the beauty, the variety of hip hop. But when money comes involved in anything, you know when they say when somebody get money, they changed.
Right.
That's with everything. That you talking about millions and billions, and you could get out the hood, and you ain't got to be there, and you could buy a house, and you could live a life that you never even dreamed of. What are you gonna do?
Right.
You're gonna be like, oh no, because. So I understand it. I love that it's more females in the game now, because when you look when we was
nothing.
You had Sheri, basically MC, and Mercedes A's. That was it, and we was always. Well, Mercedes A's always had to fight because we was all females. You know, we had to get sabotaged, all of that. Yeah. And so now when you look at it, it's females coming in. Actually, it look like it's more females
coming out more than
coming
men.
out than the men right now. I think the men are beefing with each other, and the females is grabbing the mic. I mean, so
yep, here for it.
It is. So, but to say that again, I can't really say anything bad about it. I understand it.
You're 100%. You're 100% correct in regards to that.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, thank you so much, ma'am. That was my final question. I just definitely needed to hear it from a woman's standpoint, especially from an originator.
Yeah,
that's right, no doubt.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yes. Salute to you, Sheri.
Miss Sheri, where can they find you? I'm sorry, that wasn't my last question.
Let us know where they find you.
My IG is Sheri Sher, SheriSherBX. And matter of fact, all my social media is Sheri Sher BX.
And where can they buy the book? That's what's most important.
Okay, with the book was selling for a lot of money because of the film I was in. And when Keniston did it, they gave me $10,000. Then after that, I did the top college tour and all that. Then they didn't print any more books out. So when I came out on a film, all of a sudden the book is being sold for $400 and $500, and I was doing all these interviews in London, and they're like, "Oh, we just bought your book," and I'm like, "It's $400 and $500." I said that I'm not getting that money because they didn't print no more, so that was for third party merchants that was selling the book. So what I did was put it on Kindle for $9.99, but nobody wants to hear they don't want a Kindle. They want that original book. But I have the whole thing now, the whole cover back. I have everything back. So I'm gonna just see where I'm gonna go with it right now.
Look here, we're gonna make copies of that. We're gonna stand out. We're gonna stay on the block and we're gonna sell that.
Sell it out the trunk.
Sher, we got you. We ain't making no more copies. You got to see that dude, man. Yo, let me tell you something. We ain't trying to hear that.
Yeah.
Don't listen. Like my man would say, my man Sugar Bear once said, "Don't scandalize mine." This is the T Money Podcast joint with Sheri Sher and the great Ciara Ross, and we out of here. We love you and peace. Two fingers.
T Money Podcast. The energy was great. Y'all make me feel comfortable, and y'all, thank y'all so much, everybody. Thank y'all. Thank y'all.
No doubt. No doubt. Salute.
Salute. Salute.
Money Podcast joint.